Alright, let's see here. Go to my main page. Go to my main page. Where do I go? Nope, I want to go to. I'll go to my channel. Come on now. My channel. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go here. Testing, testing. Alright, cool. Okay. Let me check the audio. Just a second. Kind of doing this on the fly. I am watching chat this time around, so, you know, that's good. I didn't do that last time very well. Alright. That's wrong. So I'm just testing the audio here. That's not too bad. Oh wow, that audio is really not good at all. Let's take that down a little bit. Let's see if that does any better. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I can hear kind of like a weird sound going on, but I don't know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, I don't have a another like a mic that I could plug in. So I guess we'll just have to do it this way. Also, I know the picture's not great. The webcam I've got is also it's just a real basic webcam. I just decided to try this today, so we'll see how it goes. Somebody may watch, nobody may watch. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. Well, I'm going to leave it like that, guys. I'm going to watch the chat, so if there's anything that if you guys feel like that needs to be changed, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to start. So what I pulled out here is Shadows of Brimstone, a game that I really do love, and I'm actually have played a couple, got a couple characters, the Marshal and the Gunslinger. I've played a couple games kind of in a campaign type deal, so I'm going to actually just kind of continue that, and I'm just going to do it live with you guys. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I'll make sure I find all my sheets. I thought I had them all right here together, but it looks like I'm missing one. So I have the normal sheets, but these other character sheets, like the extended character sheets, they have all their stats. Well, okay, alright. Well, shoot, that's not cool. I've got the Marshals, but I don't have the Gunslingers. So, Level 2. I'm just looking on his sheet because it's been a while since I played. So these guys look like they're level... Let me look in the book here. In the adventure book, he took Rolling Thunder. Let's see. Looking at his skills, Resolve 1, he got that. Rolling Thunder. I don't know what Rolling Thunder is. Oh, that's his class skill. Double shot. Level 2 upgrade bonus. So what did I choose for his Oh, they're only level 2. That's what it is. Like I said, guys, it's been a while since I've played this, but we're just gonna have fun with this. So I believe that if I remember correctly, I am on in the City of Ancients, which is the one that I have. I am on going through the basic missions. I can't remember if I did Seal the Void Gate, so I'm just going to go with basic mission 4, search party. And of course, we start at the mine entrance. I'll read to you what it says in the book. Dragged off in the night, one of the local frontier folk has gone missing, and there are signs of a struggle leading into the hills. No one else around these parts is willing to do anything about it due to the sheer number of vile creatures roaming those hills, but you can't bring yourselves to simply walk away, not this time. So we start out in the mine entrance. We got to find 3 clue icons to find the missing person, and we'll roll a die to determine who that missing person is. Oop. That is a 1, so that's the farmer's son. So what that's going to do is that's going to tell us what our reward is at the end of this thing. There aren't any special rules, so basically we're just going to go through like we normally go through until we find the 3rd clue, and that's going to trigger the final, the end game, basically. All right. So that's where we're at. Get all my stuff situated here. Kind of have a limited amount of space, so it's going to be hard for me to get everything out where it needs to be. All right, so I won't go over all the specific stuff that these guys have. I'll just kind of tell you. The marshal, his weapon is the shotgun that he starts with, and his skill is Rolling Thunder. Anytime you kill an enemy, you recover a grit on a D6 roll of 4, 5, or 6. So that's plus. It's nice. We can hopefully get some grit going back. Then we have a couple of pistols. The gunslinger has a couple of pistols. Void pistol, a trusty pistol. The trusty pistol is really nice because it equals his agility. And I have a adventure boots, which was his personal item. Oops, almost got that out of the screen. That gives +1 agility, +1 move, so that's definitely a plus. And the special ability the gunslinger took is quick draw. So as soon as enemies come on the board, if I have a single gun that I'm using, then they can attack. He can immediately attack for free. So probably what I'm going to do is, even though I have this card, which is the Void Pistol, on here, I'm just going to flip it over and not use it, so he's only got the trusty pistol basically equipped. So we'll just start, and see what happens. And again, it's been a while since I played, so you may have to give me a second to look some stuff up from time to time. So we're gonna roll d6. Actually, I'm not gonna roll d6. Let's see here. Yeah. And we're gonna say that the marshal's holding the lantern. So we'll start with the marshal. We're gonna roll our holding back the darkness. Roll a 10. We needed a 7+. We have plenty for that. So that's good. Nothing to worry about there. So he's gonna move. And let's see here. He's gonna move. Oh wow, okay, well. That was a 1. So I can either recover a grit or I can roll again. He doesn't have any grit, so I think I'm actually just gonna say get the grit. Because inevitably I'm gonna need that after a series of unfortunate rolls. Alright, so we're going to put the grit on here on the marshal. Set a couple more grit over here to the side in case I need them later. And that is the marshal's turn. It is now the gunslinger's turn. Going to roll the dice. Oh, an 11. Nice. So he definitely holds back the darkness. And we're going to roll for his movement. Roll. Oh, wow. They're doing horrible. A 2. So the gunslinger's just going to move up to 1, 2, and I think the gunslinger may go ahead and scavenge. Might as well, right? Because there's not really a whole lot else to do. Or there's no reason we shouldn't scavenge because we're not. Hopefully we won't pull any kind of. See, like I'm having to actually look up scavenge. I think you roll a d6 and. Holding back the darkness. Scavenging. Yeah. 3 dice, and any of them are a 6. So we're going to have the gunslinger scavenge. So get his dice. Oh, yeah. Nice. So we did successfully scavenge. I am going to place a scavenging token there on this tile so that we know that it's been scavenged. And we're going to pull from the scavenge deck. So I'm going to shuffle this a little bit on camera so you guys can see what the deal is here. And I'm going to cut it. And we get, oh, lovely. Draw a darkness card. We get 10 XP, but we draw a darkness card, which is really, really sucks. Because I mean, it could be relatively bad or it could be real bad. And with my luck, it's going to be real bad. So let me mark this down here. So what I do is on a separate sheet of paper, when I'm playing like this, I don't do individual character XP. I do group XP. So I've just got a sheet of paper here. It's got money. I keep track of what I kill for the purposes of the town phase, and then a running list of XP. So I'm going to add 10 to what I got, so 15 10, so now they're 15 20. And we draw the darkness card. And I will go ahead and shuffle that as well on the screen. And split it. And look out the window. For those of you that don't know, I live in Georgia in the US, and we're supposed to be getting some stuff with Irma. So I guess we could call this Shadows of Brimstone Hurricane Edition. Alright, so I pulled the card. This is the card I pulled. All void enemies are now +1 defense. Of course they are. And it's not something that just happens. It remains in place. So for the rest of the adventure, all void enemies are going to have +1 defense. Lovely. So that's their two turns. Now they cannot scavenge this tile again because they both scavenge. So we'll go back to the marshal, and let me just set this. It's going to set this kind of over here. Marshal is going to do his holding back the darkness. He gets a 9. We're good. He gets to roll his movement. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. I'm going to say he doesn't look through the door. We're going to let the gunslinger go. Oh, actually, the gunslinger should have been able to move 1 more last time because he's got the boots with +1 move. I forgot about that. Oops. Gunslinger passes the holding back the darkness test with a 10. He needed a 7. And then he's going to roll for his movement. Oh, he's got plenty of movement. So he's going to move to the edge of the board. Boink. And he's going to look through. And what are we going to find? Here's the map deck. Shuffle it up a little bit here. I also do the random events. I don't do the scripted events based on the card that I pull. So let's just split it in half. And what do we get? We have the Cavern of Bones. Cavern of Bones. Alright. So when we pull the location, we then find that in the box over here where there's about 1 billion of those. Fortunately, it is one of the big ones. Well, I say fortunately. Unfortunately, it's about not going to fit over here. So let's do a little bit of rearranging. And I'm going to move this back. Move this back as far as I can. And based on the orientation, looks like it should be, we've got, yeah, orientation, right? It's going to be like this. Let's scoot these guys up just a hair. Gosh. Alright. And they're right there. And we put an expiration token down. And at the end of the turn, gunslinger's turn, we would flip that over and see what we got. So we've got, whoo, okay, an attack and just a gate. So doesn't, well, I guess theoretically we should roll. The gate is the gate is over here. Let's get these even further back. So gate would be right here, just like this. There's the gate. And we have an attack, so we pull, we have 2 character level 2, so we pull low threats. And we're just using the normal, non-brutal sides of the enemies. Shuffle these up. Basically, just so you know, I've basically just got the City of the Ancients set, and then I've got a couple of the pylons and the other spiders whose names escapes me. Is all I've got. I don't have a huge stash of Shadows of the Brimstone stuff. All right, so let's pull a card. And the card we're going to pull is Stranglers. P Stranglers. So let's get our peril die here. And let's roll 4 Stranglers. So we'll set that off to the side. Alright. Put that back in here. Do some shuffling. Oh. Apparently drop it all over the place. Alright. So the threat deck's ready to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4 Stranglers, and they start farthest away. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, so they're going to start over here. With the little checkerboard pattern. Like that. Alright. And we'll pull their card. Alright, here's their card. They have an initiative of 4, health of 3, defense of 2, 4 dice, 1 damage per hit, and if they roll a 6, it counts as 3 hits instead of 1 hit. So that should be fun. Their initiative is 4. My initiative on the Marshal is 4. Gunslinger is 6, but remember the Gunslinger has quick draw. His range is 6, but he gets 3, 4. I really wish I had his sheet. That really stinks that I don't have a sheet. I'll have to make another sheet up for him, because I'm pretty sure I remember before that he had like a let's say he had like 6 agility or something like that. But we'll just go with what I've got cards for here. So he's got 4 agility, which means he's going to roll 4 dice. Alright. See if he hits. And his 2 hit, his range is 3+. He's got a range of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can hit 3 of the 4. So let's see how he does. Wow, okay, so that's those 2 miss. So that's 1 hit and 1 critical. So first hit we'll just do the closest one. We'll do this guy right here. 4, we subtract 2 from his defense. So he takes 2 damage. Let's get on my wound tokens here. So this guy took 2, and then the crit I'm going to apply to this other one on the front row. Wow. 2 to him as well. Okay, well, that's cool. Alright, so that was that. Now the normal turn starts. Right, so that was the quick draw ability. So the normal turn starts, and it's going to be the gunslinger, who will first have to roll holding back the darkness. An 8, and this should have moved up on the track. I apologize. So he made it. He's going to roll his movement. A 4, he's going to choose not to move. He's going to roll his attack. Range shots here. And he got 2 hits. So he's going to target, the first hit is going to be against this one right here that has damage right there. Does nothing. And the second one is also going to go against that, which is enough to kill him. More than enough to kill him. So that goes off. And let me get this situated back here just for a second. That goes off, and he gets 25 XP for that kill. So I'm going to add 25 on my sheet. That means he goes from 1520 to 15. The total group XP 1545. And I need to mark 1 strangler down on the kill list. So that's done. Then it is the strangler's turn. Their movement is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can get up there. This is the guy that has 2. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something here. They can't go in that box. It's like a pillar that's too tall. So let me redo this. Which actually means, dadgummit. Which actually means that quick draw does no good because he couldn't have actually seen any of them. So let's just take all that back. So this is how you know that I legitly am live, because I make mistakes like that I could edit out, but I can't edit out because it's live. Okay. So let's get that other strangler. What did I do with him? Oh, there, he's on there already. All right, so there's the stranglers. So gunslinger went. He's gonna stay put. I don't know if he can really see that guy. That's gonna be from center to center. Oh man, that's just barely gonna put that. I'm gonna say no. I'd like to say yes, but to be fair, I'm gonna have to say no. So that was his turn. Then the stranglers go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so they've moved up, and we'll do the attacks. This strangler, each one of them are going to attack each of these guys once. So the first strangler, and we'll do the attack against the marshal. Their melee is 3+, and 3 of the 4 hit. The marshal's defense is a 3+, so hopefully he can. Yeah, he defends against all those, so nothing happens. The gunslinger is alright. So that's 2 that hit, but remember 6s count as 3 hits. So technically that's 4 hits. Ouch. That's 4 hits. Whew. And so he's going to roll his defense. And no defense. So he's going to take 4 hits. So we'll put these on his character map. So that's their turn. Now is the Marshal's turn. He's going to roll, holding back the darkness. Gets a 7, barely gets a 7. And then he's going to do his attack. His attack is, for range, is a 4+. He's obviously attacking the one in front of. Okay, so that's an 8. Excuse me, that's a 6, so that's critical. And his shotgun actually uses a D8 instead of a D6. So he does plenty of damage, blows that strangler out of the water. So you get the 25 XP plus, once per turn when you kill an enemy with a shotgun, you gain +1 shot with that shotgun. So he gets another shot, and it says anytime, as his Rolling Thunder skill that I took when I created him, anytime you kill an enemy, you may recover a grit on the D6 roll of 4, 5, or 6. So he doesn't recover grit, but he does get another shot, which he's going to take against the one in front of the gunslinger. So he gets another shot. Wow. Another straight up full damage hit. And he blows another one away. And so that was only once per turn with the +1 shot. So unfortunately that doesn't change, but he does recover another grit. So now he has 2 grit. Awesome. And that's another 25 XP, so that's their total is now 1570. Cool. That's the end of the turn. So now we'll start back at the beginning with the gunslinger. Gunslinger. And by the way, the stranglers are demons and not void monsters, so they do not get that the card that we've got. Void enemies are +1 defense. So holding back the darkness, easily passed by the gunslinger. Rolls for his movement. Recovers a grit. Nice. He's going to opt not to move. And then he's going to do his normal 4 dice attack. Whoop. Looking for a 3+. Remember, he's ranged. Wow, he just cannot get it done today. Yeah, I don't really want to use my grit. So he'll just do normal damage to the strangler that's in front of him. So this is a D6 minus their defense, which is a 2. So he hits but does no damage. It is then the strangler's turn. Both of these move up and do 1 attack each against the gunslinger. So we'll start with the gunslinger. 4 dice again. They're looking for a 3+. And again against the gunslinger, roll a 6 and a 4, which is a 4 hits total. The gunslinger. Let's roll his defense. He rolls no defense. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, that the Gunslinger has, it's an artifact. It's called the Amulet of Kotak. It was an artifact that I picked up one of the previous adventures. But once per adventure, prevent all damage to a hero. Prevent all damage a hero would take from a single source. So I'm going to prevent this one time for the adventure all the damage that came from the Strangler, because he's only got 10. He probably actually has 12, but since I don't have the sheet, I don't know exactly what he's got. So I'm just going to go with his normal stats. That would just about kill him. So we're going to leave the 4 there. All right. On him and not take 4 more. So I flip that card over to remind myself that it's not usable anymore. It will then be the Marshal's turn. And the Marshal gets a 9, which is enough. And he rolls for his movement. A 3, he's going to choose not to move. And then he's going to do his attack, which is again a 4+. Looking forward, we do have a hit, but it's just a regular hit. He's going to use his D8, which I have laid down probably somewhere on the board that everybody else can see but me. So I had 2 D8s out, I thought. Apparently not. Alright, well, let's set these over here. I guess I'll just use this one. That's crazy though. Don't you hate when that happens? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind, because I know I just used it. Because I know I haven't picked this one up. Alright, it'll turn up. Anyway, so he's gonna roll his damage. A 6 minus 2 is a 4. 4 is enough to kill it. So that's 25 XP for that. So that's gonna put, oh goodness, I didn't mean to do that. Let's tighten this back down. Or I can't do that. So 25 XP, 1570. That's going to be 1595 for the party. And he again, remember he rolled a. Looking something up right quick. Okay. He rolled enough to, he rolled to kill, so he gets the additional shot. Normally he would roll for grit, but his max grit right now, as far as I can tell, is a 2. So he couldn't gain any more grit, so he's just going to roll his next attack against the only one left, and that does not hit. So that's the end of that. Alright, next round. Gunslinger starts with a holding back the darkness. And we have 5. Not good. So that moves up. Rolls for his movement. He's going to attempt to escape. Fortunately, these guys require a 6+, and he rolls a 6. So he is going to move his 4. 1, 2, 3. So he's ready to go through the portal, and then he's going to do his normal attack. Goodness. No, that was a 5 too. Normal attacks. 3 of the 4 hit. So we might as well just roll all the damage at one time. So that does no damage, that does 2 damage, and that does 4 damage. That's a total of 6. That's enough to kill the last one twice over. He is killed. That's another 25 XP, which puts us at 1620. And that completes that encounter. So at the end of battle, a couple things happen. Now, unfortunately, the Marshal has no damage. I wish this would have been reversed, because they catch their breath, and so they get to roll a d6, and they would heal any combination of health or sanity. If they had not gone during the round, which in this case the marshal didn't because we started with the gunslinger, then he would get the full amount. If they have gone, which in this case the gunslinger did, he would get half rounded up of whatever is on this dice. So 1 to 2 would be 1 point, 2 to 3 to 4 would be 2 points, and 5 to 6 would be 3 points. Okay, so he does get 3 points. He has no sanity damage. It has all health damage, so we'll take 3 wounds off of him. That's good. It's a good roll for us. And then we draw loot cards. We draw 1 per hero. So we're going to shuffle these up here. And and cut it and take the top 2. Alright. And the way that I play this is if you get gear and artifacts or whatnot, I just pull it out and then give it to whoever it makes the most sense to be given to. So that may be a little bit different than the actual rules technically, but that's the way I do. So a D3 of darkstone. So we find 1 piece of darkstone. So we're going to put that right here. And then we draw an artifact card. Cool. So I'm shuffling the artifact. Oop. Shuffling the artifact card. Gonna split it. And we get healing stone. It does have a weight. So far I've got 1. I'm thinking about putting this on the gunslinger 2. So I already have full amount of stuff on the gunslinger. That stinks too. I mean, the marshal's got plenty of room to hold it, but I really kind of wanted the gunslinger to have it. Oh, so here's what I'll do. I'll just have the gunslinger trade that void pistol to the marshal because he's got room for it. And we'll put this healing stone on the gunslinger because he's definitely a bit more squishy. And we'll give the dark stone, we'll give it to the gunslinger too because put these grit down here. Because he's definitely more squishy. So that's another 40 XP for that loot. And do a little bit of shuffling, and then I'll shuffle it again before we actually pull. So that 40 puts them to 1660. We have not found a marker yet. So we definitely need to do that. Alright, cool. Scavenging token. I'm going to go ahead and take the scavenging token off because we know we've done that. So, beginning of the next turn, we have I'm going to actually going to have the gunslinger go, holding, well, he doesn't hold back the darkness, which means that moves up. So a series of unfortunate events occur, the first of which is when we go to the blood splatter, we draw a darkness card. Oh, good. Demonic Forge. All demons are now +1 in combat. That's just what I was hoping for. So we'll put that over here with the void enemies getting +1. Then, because we rolled a 2, on the holding back the darkness. Not only does it move up. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think it moves up. Let me double check that. For a long time I played with it moving up, and I think it doesn't actually move up. Oh, that's the wrong book. I need this book. Let's see here. How long have I been streaming? Oh, somebody's watching. Oh, it's just me. I'm watching myself. Got all excited. I thought somebody was watching. It's been 45 minutes. Okay. Let's see here. Let me look this up, guys. Hold on a second. Enemy movement. That's a bunch of not what I needed. Depth track. Cards, map tiles, yeah. Grit and whatnot. Heroes, first game. Blood spatter. Yeah, okay. I'm right. Instead of moving it. So what happens is it stays where it's at, but we have an ambush attack. So let's draw our ambushers. Shuffle this up, split it, and we draw D3 Custodians of Targa and 1 Pylon. Great. Those guys really stink. So, let's see here. Attack. Placing enemies on the board. Enemies are placed on the board in reverse order of initiative from the lowest to highest, so the slowest enemy is always at the back. Not enough models. Enemy placement. To determine where the ambushing enemies are placed, start with the highest initiative group of enemies and place 1 model in any space adjacent to a random hero. Okay. So let's pull their cards here. Void spiders and target pylons. The void spiders have an initiative of 6. So, based on what it says here, so it says, what did it say? It said D3, so let's roll this first. Of course, there's 3 of them. D3 of these guys, so it says place 1 adjacent to a random hero. So here's the, oops, here's those guys, and we'll need a pylon. That's gonna be real bad. So, alright, 1 to 3 is going to be the marshal, 4 to 6 is going to be the gunslinger. First one is placed adjacent to the gunslinger. We'll do 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. So he's placed right here. The second one, again, 1 to 3 is the marshal, 4 to 6 is the gunslinger by the marshal. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a reroll. So we're going to say here. The last one, by the gunslinger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right in front of him. And oh, yeah, well, same thing. Basically, we have to equal them out. So if we do adjacent, let's at least do that. I don't know how that spire I guess it was crusted over and just came to life while we were standing there is the best I can figure. Alright, so these guys are really, really bad. That's what these guys are. So, wait. Custodians, not void spiders. So, these guys have a ton of abilities. So, the Polon first, they don't move. If they have a 4 defense, if you hit them with a crit, it doesn't go through their defense. It just changes it to 2 instead of 0. So, they're evil. They have a they have one shot with a range of 12, but each one of the ranged hits count as d6 hits. So when they hit, we roll a 6-sided dice and we determine how many actual hits we get. So they can hurt real bad, real quick, and they do 2 damage apiece. So yeah, that's not cool. Their ranged is a 3+, so they're super easy to hit range-wise. Okay, so the custodians have an ability called Assault. Assault is special. It's not a standard skill. It's special for this custodians. Or well, I'm sure there's other stuff that has it. Custodians are the only thing that I have that has it. So they have their own card. Basically, at the end of their move, they have a ranged attack that fires. Yeah. So they're going to fire, and their assault ability, their assault range attack is called Defense Laser. It's 2 shots, 3 damage apiece. So, yeah. Very, 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 very bad. So, ambush. Let's see. Any enemies that can be placed, different units that prosecute all ambushing. If you can place an example. Yeah. Okay, so ambush just means they start beside you. It doesn't change the initiative. Fortunately, the gunslinger does get to go and do his quick draw ability. So he's going to roll. He's going to target the one right in front of him, I guess. Wow. He's going to go ahead and use that grit, because we really need to burn some of these guys down. It's going to be all kinds of bad. So we're going to keep that 5. We're going to re-roll these. Looking for a 3+. There we go. So we have 2 hits and 2 crits. So the pylon is not what I'm targeting, so the crits do their normal damage. So, whew, quick draw may have saved him. So I'm going to put these right here. So let's start with the first of the 2 crits. We'll say the one right in front of him. And remember, this is full damage. 2. Okay, they have 8, by the way. Each one of these custodians has 8. This is kind of how I like to keep up with it. So that's 1 crit. 2nd crit. Gosh. 2 more. So that's half killed him. Well, I guess I don't need to do that necessarily because there's not enough of them on here yet. Alright, and then these are regular shots. They have a defense of 3. Oh, hold on a second. Something else we got to do. So, the target paladins and custodians, the way they work is you don't just get points for killing them. You get points for hitting them, a base number of points, but then you get some number of points for each, +5 each. So that's like +5 for I don't know if let me look and see. I think that's +5 per wound, if I remember. Types of hits, types of damage, healing. Give me just a minute. Ambush attacks. All the enemies. Your attacks. XP is gained individually for each hit that does 1 or more wounds. The amount of XP gained is equal to the base XP as well as an additional +5. Well, it's an additional plus whatever XP for each wound done. So their example here is you have 2 hits that are scored against, well, these guys in this example. They do 2 wounds and 4 wounds, so you get 10 plus 5 twice, and then you get 10 plus 5 4 times. So 10 plus 5 twice, that's 20, because that's what we've done with the first 2 shots, so that's 40. And then we'll get nothing because they blocked that, and then we'll get 20 more, so that's 60, and that's a total of 6 out of 8 damage against that guy. So, unfortunate, but, I mean, you know, we did a little bit of damage to him, so that takes our total XP from 1660 to 1720. Alright, then we start our actual regular normal round. So, highest initiative order goes first. In this case, it is the gunslinger with a 6. Yep. Gunslinger with a 6. 3, 4, 5. That is a fail. Alright, so it's not doubles, but it is a fail. So we have to draw another darkness card. Oh, demonic speed. All demon enemies are now +1 initiative and +2 move. And guess what? That remains in play. Fortunately, these guys aren't demons, but everything just got categorically harder. Alright, so then he's going to roll his movement, which he's obviously not going to use. He's going to roll ranged attacks. 4. Wow. Alright, so there's a crit and a hit. So we're going to use the... let's use the... Let's use the crit against the one that's wounded. That's enough to take it out. So that does 5, 6. That does 2 wounds, so that's another 20 XP for it. And then we have just a regular hit after that. So that takes us to 1740. I love this game, but like sometimes keeping up with all this XP and whatnot. Of course, it is on paper. I'm sure that there's a billion Excel sheets and whatnot out there that you could use to track it, but I don't have any of that, so I do it the old-fashioned way. I guess it's just Just the way I've always done it. So I used to play D&D and all that, and that's how we did everything, was the old pen and paper. So that's just what I'm used to. So those will come off. And then we'll do one hit against the other custodian. A normal hit, that does absolutely nothing. He shoots and hits, and it bounces off. So everybody's initiative is 4. Okay. So, starts enemy's activation, there are no adjacent heroes. Heal itself. Target, any damage target. So, let's do, it's not going to matter in this case because these custodians have a special ability where if we have pylons and they're damaged, they'll actually move to repair those instead of targeting or for their primary targeting a hero to attack, even though they still get their assault ability, which is that defense laser. But since the pillar is not damaged, they're going to target a hero. So they're going to target the hero, basically a hero each. So we'll start with them. They get 3 combat dice. Well, okay, so they have another ability called Electroshock. At the start of this enemy's activation, every adjacent hero takes 3 hits. So the first thing we have to do is each one of our heroes, Marshal and Gunslinger, have to roll saves versus these 3 hits, because this is the start of their activation. So we'll do the Marshal first. His save is a 3+, so he takes 1 hit, 1 wound, and 5+ on Gunslinger. Wow, he's usually the weakened, but he actually only took 1 wound that time too. Let's just hope he burns that other one down before the end of his next turn. Right, so that's their go. So they're going to move. They don't actually move. So at the end of the movement, they fire their defense laser per their assault ability, which is 2 shots at each hero. And that's ranged, which they need a 3+. So both of those hit the Marshal, who will roll his saves looking for 3+. Does not get one of his saves, and they do 3 damage. So that's 3 damage on him. So that's a 4 damage total. And the same thing for the other one. That's the Gunslinger. That's 2 hits. 6s don't count as criticals or anything on enemies, unless it says specifically, like the Stranglers had a specific thing that said a 6 counted as something. So he's going to go and roll. Wow, he fails miserably. So he takes 6 damage, which puts him at 8 damage. Out of, by the way, 10. So that's just their activation. Now they actually get to go and do their actual attacks. So we'll start with the Marshal over here. The first one's going to attack the Marshal. It gets 1 hit. Looking for a 3+, and the Marshal does not save. Wow. Usually pretty good about saving. Unfortunately, I have some bandages and herbs and whatnot on these guys, so if they can make it through 1 round, they will live. Gunslinger, attack. Oh, jeez. All 3 hit. So let's see if he can save. Looking for 5+. Wow, that is amazing. Saved every single one of those. How cool is that? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, target pylon. Whew, does its attack. Ranged attack. Shots 1, damage 2. So it does 1 shot at the Marshal. It definitely hits. Now, So it hits. Now we roll this die to see how many hits it actually does. Alright, cool. It only does 2 hits. He's looking for a 3+ to defend. He took 1 hit, and they do 2 damage per hit, so he is now taking 7 damage. So our guys are basically like bleeding profusely from everywhere. But hopefully, Oh, okay. Wow. So I forgot on the shotgun. I don't use a D6 to hit. I use a D8, and a 6, 7, and 8 is a crit. So, all right. So now it is the marshal's turn. First thing we do, holding back the darkness. Alright, so since it's doubles, even though it is higher, it is doubles. So we have to look on the chart here. Terrifying Shriek. Each hero in the mines immediately takes D6 horror hits. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. White is the marshal, red is the gunslinger. So marshal gets 1 horror hit. Gunslinger takes 6. So here's the marshal's. His sanity willpower check is 4+. So he does fail it, takes a horror hit, sanity hit. And the gunslinger, fortunately his sanity's 12. It's a little bit higher. Well, actually, technically, I take that back. Technically, these 13 and... Yeah, 13 is what the marshal has. Alright, sanity is willpower's a 4+. This is for the gunslinger. So pass. So he takes 3 horror hits. He's not mad yet. So put those over here. So that was the holding back the darkness for the gunslinger. No, that was for the marshal. So now the marshal will attack. He's going to attack the custodian. Oh, hit and a crit. Blows him out of the water. So that's going to be 10 plus... what did I do with their card? What did I do with their card? Oh, here it is. 10 plus... I think I said they had 8, right? Yeah. So 10 plus 40, so that's 50 XP. It's going to become 1790. And that was a kill. So he is going to get to attack again. Oh, he didn't roll his movement. Ooh, that's cocked. Let's do that again. All right, he's just gonna. I guess he's gonna stand there. Let me think here. He's got 15 health, but he's already taken 7. Well, that'll be all right. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. So he's gonna do his next attack. That is a crit. So remember, crits against the pylon. That was because it was free attack. Crits against the pylon only reduces defense to 2, so he's still gonna have to roll. So he does 6 damage to the pylon, and the pylon is 15 plus 5 each, so that's 45. And he just needed 2 more damage to actually destroy it. He couldn't destroy it on 1 turn, but he's got a good chance of destroying it. So that's going to be, what did I say? 15 plus 6 times 5 is 30, 45, which is going to make them 1835 for the total XP. 1835. Got it written down. So that is the end of that turn. It's his turn. Everybody has gone. We now start over. We start with the holding back the darkness for the gunslinger, who does not hold back the darkness. Then we roll his movement, which he's not going to. Is he going to try to actually move? Yeah, he may. He's going to try to move. Escape is a. So I got a 4. Actually, he's got 5 move, technically, with his boots. He's going to roll for escape. He does not escape. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use this healing stone. This is why I got it. So I've got 6 points. It says 2d6 wound/sanity. Once per adventure, heal 2d6 wound/sanity, any mix from a single hero. So I've got 6 points. And I think I'm going to do all those in wounds. And that's once per adventure. So I'm going to also flip that card over. Alright, and then he's going to do his normal attack. Okay, I think I got 2. Maybe I hit that die, but I'm going to say that I didn't. Both of them are going to be against the custodian, so we'll just roll both of these at the same time. Remember, the custodians have a defense of 3. So the custodian takes 3 from one attack and 1 from the other. So 3 from one attack would be 30. Would be 25. And then 1 from the other is going to be 20. So that's 45 XP, which will put us at 1880. Alright. And how many did I say he took? He took 4. Alright, cool. Let's put those damage on him. That was his attack. Then we will do the we'll do the custodian first. So the first thing it does is it does its electroshock therapy. That's what I call it. And it does electroshock therapy on the gunslinger. 3 hits. Needs to roll defense against those 3 hits. He takes 2 hits. So I'm assuming it says hits that it's talking about just not sanity. So he's going to take 2 wounds from that. Then it's going to move. It's going to finish its movement because it's not going to actually go anywhere. Let's see. Start the sentence. If there are no adjacent heroes, and selecting target include any damage target pylons. Oh, so hold on. Yeah, okay, so it does that. So then, because this platform, this pylon's damaged, its repair protocol actually kicks in. It takes a move of 10. And then, let's see. When selecting a target, include any damaged target pylons. Will move to get adjacent for repair, but targets a random hero with defense, blah, blah, blah. So let me look at the card. Oh. Range attack, placement, turn movement. Enemies with the assault ability to place target move, range attack. Maybe they catch moves, but they also have a range attack for that they fire. Enemies with the assault ability to place target move, range attack the end of its movement. You do not move. It makes a free range attack. The enemy does not have a target. Okay. I was thinking that it actually repaired the pylons, but it does not. I do not see that on the card. I do not see that on the sheet. Repair 2 at the start of the enemy's. Oh, at the start of this enemy's activation, if there are no adjacent heroes, heals 2 wounds from itself and all adjacent target, pylon, and robot enemies. So, at the start of its activation, it did electroshock because there was a hero next to it, but it would move, and I'm gonna say that it would move to be. I mean, it's not stupid, so it's gonna be the most advantageous. So, see, it's right there. It moves to right there for its movement. It's a repair protocol. It's gonna try to heal that pylon, but at the end of its movement, it still gets the defense laser, and it's going to target. Let's see here. Its current target. Random hero within line of sight. So 1 to 3 Marshal, 4 to 6 Gunslinger. Dang it. So it's going to attack the Gunslinger with its defense laser. Gosh, both hit. And he's going to roll his defense. No defense. 3, 4. Well, that is all the damage. That's a full. He is knocked out. Now I have a revive token. They're level 2. So I do have 1 revive token. But I don't know if I want to use it. I think I'm going to hold off and see if the Marshal can. Man, that sucks. Eat this out. Alright, so that's it's done. Next is the pylon. The pylon gets its 1 shot. Against the Marshal. It does hit with 6 hits. The Marshal is going to save. Each one of these fails is 2 damage. So there's a save. Looking for 3 pluses. So there's 6 damage. 6. So 5. And 1 is 6. And that's 13 total damage. Ooh. Ooh. He is almost dead. But he's still alive. I don't know how, but he's still alive. Alright, so that's all the enemies. And the final one to go is the Marshal. So the first thing the Marshal's going to do is the Marshal is going to use his bandage. What does the bandage do, you may ask? Well, let me tell you what it does. I can discard it to heal D6 wounds. So I'm going to do that. And hope I roll big. I'm going to use a grit because I need all the healing I can get. Alright, that's good. I don't want to risk it. So he heals 5 wounds. Alright, and then uses one of those grits, so we'll put that over here. That is now his turn. He will do his attack, which is a normal hit, and he will target the Custodian. And that's only a 3, which wouldn't do damage, so he's going to use his grit to re-roll that, hoping he can kill it. Okay, nothing happens. Alright. let's just see if the marshal can do it. Let's see if he can. Let's see if he can be a brave boy. He's probably gonna die, but what the heck? Let's just see what happens. So all the enemies go first. So the custodian starts. It will, on its activation, there's no heroes adjacent, so it heals. Well, no, there are heroes adjacent. Sorry. Every adjacent hero takes 3 hits. So we have a saving roll from the marshal, looking for a 3+. He saves against that, so that's good. Then he does his movement. He's not going to move. He fires his laser, defense laser. That's 1 hit on the marshal, who will roll his defense and fail it. So he's going to take 3 damage from that. So that's going to give him... Yep, this may have been a mistake. I should have revived. Gives him 11 damage total with a defense laser, and then yep, then that's it. And because I believe, let me double check this card. Believe oh, well, technically he would have moved, and then he still would have done his laser. Now he's gonna do his normal attack. It's melee, which is the same thing, 3+. That's 1 hit, and blocked by the marshal. That's the custodian. Then the pylon goes. It's gonna get 1 shot. Just gonna be a hit. It's going to be 3 hits on the marshal at 2 damage apiece. Whew, the marshal blocks them all. Somehow. That brother. Let me tell you. Alright, then we're going to roll. Holding back the darkness for the marshal. 6 is not enough. So we're just on the threshold of the 7+. We're fixing to go into 8+. If we don't step up our game. He is going to target, well, he's going to roll, but he's going to target the custodian. And he's going to miss the custodian. Alright, so we're going to use the revive on the gunslinger. So, man, I was really hoping he could get some lucky shots in there. But that's how it goes, right? Oh, gosh, I've been doing the holding back. See, this is, man, I messed that up really good. Oh well. Because I'm supposed to be doing the holding back the darkness at the beginning, not at the beginning of each hero's turn, but the beginning of both of their turns, the beginning of the round in battle. And I've been rolling holding back the darkness like crazy, which ensued in this fight. Yeah. Alright, well, I was just doing this as just to stream some, get a little bit out there, see if anybody was out there while the hurricane is picking up speed outside. So I'll just leave it at that. But if you've never seen Shadows of Brimstone, now you have an idea of it. If you would like to see me do another playthrough where I will spend more time with the rules before I start, and maybe we can even do a campaign, start from scratch, let me know in the comments. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.